Hey, welcome back. In this video we will continue the thread only, and here we will see the synchronization of in the multi-threading. So let's talk about the what synchronization. Okay, you I'm sure you have already heard about synchronization or asynchronization in the if you are a IT guy or you have ever used internet or computer or anything. Okay, so let's talk about what synchronization means. Synchronization means if there is a shared object, then only one element or only one thread can access that object at the one time. Means if there is a shared object, no two threads or more than one threads can access that object at the same time, or you can say simultaneously. Like if you are watching TV, then you can only switch to one channel at a time. Means if you consider the all channels in your TV as a thread, you can only watch one channel at the one time. So this is synchronization. But at the same time, if you are in computer and you are playing video in VLC player or any other player, you can play more than one video at a time in same player. Means you are using that player by multiple threads at the same time. So that is called asynchronization. But and if only one thread can access any object at a time, and that is synchronization. So let's talk about why synchronization is needed. It's a very big question, why we need synchronization. So let's talk about some real life example. Like in bank, since now banking is fully online and everything is web based. Or so let's suppose at the same time you are withdrawing a money from your bank account, and at the same time someone is depositing some money to your bank account. So here what will happen? Since the deposit and withdrawal, both thread is accessing the same thread, or you can say same object. Sorry, not same thread, same object. So then that at that time only one thread should access those shared object. Since if we try to access the both objects simultaneously, then it will create data inconsistency in our database or in any record. You can also say that like you are watching cricket. Okay, you are watching cricket on your TV, and at the bottom of the TV you see the score of the every each and every ball or each and every run is updated continuously. So let's suppose that score is getting stored at somewhere in database, and from their database that score is projected to your screen by the some web application or any software. Okay, so just suppose when we update our database, or when we are working on any object, means that thread locks that object and holding the locks on that object. And if that time another thread try to access or read the content of that object, it may be inconsistent to the reading data that is obtained to the another thread. So this is what asynchronization can create, and we can overcome this problem with the word synchronization. So let's see a simple program here, very simple program we will see here in the multi-threading, how synchronization or asynchronization works. Okay, so let's make two thread first. So I will make a class. Let's name this this time I will not name this CLS1. Let's name this thread1, or you can name anything here. I will extend this with thread class. Okay, and inside this we have to override the run method. So I will override the run method. Okay, before the creating threads, let's create another object. So I will object, we can create class name shared, and inside this share let's create a function. Okay, so I will write here void, let's write so, that is this is a method void so, and here we will pass okay, so let's come to the thread here. We will access the show method. So method with the object of this thread1 class, but we will pass the object from the main method. So let me write the program first, then I will make you understand this program. So I'm typing the program. Okay, in the meanwhile I will be narrating the program also. So I will make constructor here. So I will write thread1, and I will make the constructor as overridden, sorry, a parameterized constructor. So I will make a parameter of type shared, and I will give this name as s, and you can also okay, let's write this. Okay, let's go. Now here we have our thread for the synchronization. Okay, so here we have made a shared object, or you can say a class name shared. Okay, we have made a show, we have defined a show method inside the class here, and show method has a parameter of a string type, and that string type is actually the name of the string, or the string which will be passed through the both threads. We have created two threads here, both threads 1 and 2, that will 1 and 2 will be displayed here, and this thread will take 2 seconds to be executed, because we have suspended the thread for 2 seconds. So it will print like if thread 1 will access this method, then it will say, oh, thread 1 is holding lock, then it will stop for 2 seconds, and then it will say thread 2 is thread 1 or 1 releases lock. Okay, that's fine. So similarly this will be happen to the thread 2. Now let's see the code in the thread class. So we have again created a object of the shared class, and we have assigned the value of the shared class object that we are passing at the time of calling of the thread constructor. So inside the constructor of thread 1 we have assigned the thread object that we will pass at the time of calling of this, or when we create the object of the thread 1, we are passing the that object reference to this s reference. Okay, and using the s we are calling the 1 method. So why not we can call the show method with the s object only? Why we are assigning the another object reference? Because if you call the show method with s object only, and similarly in the thread 2, then this s and this s will be two different thread, means two different object for the two both of the threads. But here we are passing the same reference to the both threads, means here you can see I have created one more object of the share, that is SS, and I am passing the same reference to the both threads. Means both threads is accessing or holding locks on the holding locks means to access or to execute for a given time interval, or while it's accessing, or it's still getting still have access on that object, means he is holding the, or it is holding the lock on that. Okay, so I have passed this same reference to the both thread, and both thread will call this show method, and this show method will take 2 seconds to you can say complete the whole process, or to execute the thread. Okay, so let's run this. You can say 2 is holding lock and simultaneously 1 is holding lock, then first 1 release, then 2 release. So you can see here both the threads is accessing the shared a common object, that is sh, and that is passed with the parameter through the constructor to the both threads. So two thread is actually accessing the same common object simultaneously. This is what called asynchronization or unsynchronization, but unsynchronization is not a word in the technical language. So this is not synchronized. Simply we can say this is not synchronized, because a common object is accessed by more than one thread simultaneously. This is not synchronized. So let's make this common object as synchronized. So I will put only keyword synchronize. Sorry, synchro. SYNC synchronized ZED. It will, sorry, I am making the SYCHRONIZED. Sorry, I have forget the spelling of the synchronized. It look quite tough, but it's not actually. Okay, so this is synchronized keyword. Now as I have made this common object, that is so synchronized, so only one thread will hold the lock at a time. So now let's run this program. It says thread 2 is holding lock until or unless thread 2 releases the lock from the show method. The thread 1 will wait for thread 1 will wait to release the lock by the thread 2, then only he can hold the lock on the show method. So this is how synchronized works, or this is you can see the result again by removing the synchronized keyword. So now make this line as comment. Now this is the declaration for this show method. So now it's not synchronized, so you can say both the threads is holding lock the simultaneously, and one by one it releases this lock. And as we put synchronized keyword, only one thread is holding lock at a time until or unless the previous thread releases lock, then only the second thread holds the lock. So this is synchronized, and it's very important in every program, or particularly in those programs which deals with the multiple transaction on this common object or shared object. So that's all for this video. So let's talk more about synchronization. If a situation comes like this, like let's increase the time duration for the thread, that is 5 seconds. Now think about this time. Thread 2 is waiting to release the lock by the thread 1, and at the same time, suppose thread 1 is waiting to release some other shared object by the thread 2. So both the thread will wait for each other to thread some common object, to release the lock from some common object, and that situations is known as deadlock in computers, because both thread will thread 1 will look for the wait for the release some lock from the some property, and simultaneously thread 2 will wait for the to release the lock by 1 from some other common property, and both thread will be waiting to each other, and that is called the deadlock in any program. So we will see the deadlock in our next video, and we will see the program to how to deadlocks can be created in any program. So this is synchronization.